Hello, COM 3350 Leadership Communication. I'm here to give you a quick wrap up on last week and a preview of this week and what's to come, along with some hints for getting good scores and maximizing your points on assignments. So let's start with a wrap up. In Module 1, you did the syllabus quiz and the first discussion board. Those have both now been graded. On the quiz, your grade fed over to the gradebook automatically. On the discussion board, I went through and graded each one of you and gave each one of you comments. So if you want to go back into the discussion board and read my comments, you can do so. There were 35 points possible, 25 for your original post and 10 for your posts to your group mates. So if you got less than full points on this first discussion board, it was likely because you either made your first post late or you didn't reply to all of your group mates, or some combination of those. So remember, discussion boards are always going to have two deadlines. You have an original post due by Wednesday and replies to all of your group mates due by Saturday. So you're going to need to go in there twice. Some people forgot to go back in to make their replies. Now on this first discussion board, the intro board, I was mainly looking for, is everybody present and accounted for, and do you know how to use the board? Do you know how to post replies and things like that? And it looks like we're pretty well up to speed on that. The other two discussion boards that we will do in this course are both connected to assignments. So when those weeks come, you look in the module, you'll find directions for what you're supposed to write about in those discussion boards and what you're supposed to put in your posts, okay? But for this first discussion board, I was mainly just looking for, did you post on time and did you reply to all your group mates? Now I'm going to look at the current week with you. Let's flip over to the schedule. And here we are in Module 2. I've moved the arrow, as you can see. Module 2 ends on Saturday, May 22nd, so that's the one we're working on currently. You're asked to read chapters 3 and 4 of the text, and then to complete the Zappos Google discussion board, which again you'll see has two due dates, one for your original post and one for your replies to your group mates. Now, a few things about groups. I have e-learning randomly assigned groups on every discussion board, so you might be with different people this time than you were last time. If somebody does not make their original post on time, you're not required to reply to them. And here's what I mean by that. The deadline for the initial post was the 19th. If somebody made their initial post on the 20th, I'm not going to hold you responsible for replying to them. You can, and you are encouraged to, but you're only obligated to reply to the people who make their original post on time. What that means is that once the first deadline passes, you can get in there, make all your replies, and be done. That's why I do that. So if the original posts are due by Wednesday night, if you want to go in there on Thursday and make all your replies and be done, you won't have to worry about going back in. Now, if you are in the board later than that, it is nice to reply to others, so I encourage you to do so, but you're not required to. So what that means is if you have a group member who doesn't post at all or who posts late, I'm not going to be looking for a reply. Okay. Now, keep in mind that these boards ask you, the instructions for these boards ask you to do specific things, okay? So for example, the Zappos Google board, you're asked to view a couple of videos, you're asked to answer questions about Zappos, about Google, and there's a third question on there. A lot of times people miss the third question. Please don't overlook it, okay? Note also that I'm asking you to give timestamps on the video. So if you're talking about something that happens in the Zappos video, tell me at 2 minutes and 13 seconds when the woman hangs up the phone, make a little timestamp citation of that nature when you're referring back to the video. Okay, so that's the discussion board for this week. I really hope you enjoy learning a little more about Zappos and Google. The videos are a little bit dated, but they're pretty thorough, so I thought they would be useful for us in examining things like leadership styles and the Hersey-Blanchard model. I'm interested to read about what you thought about those companies, what you think it would be like to work for those companies, and what you think the dark side of working for those companies might be. Now, when you make replies to your group mates, please note that there are also specific instructions for the replies. So check the task list. The replies can't be just, oh, great post, Joe, or something like that. I'm asking you to address specific things in the replies as well. So in order to maximize your points on this discussion board, you want to make your original post on time. You want to make sure it includes everything that's asked for. You want to reply to all of the group mates who made their original posts on time. And you want to make sure that your replies include all the points I've asked for on the task list. Okay? If you have any questions or concerns about any of that, drop me a line on email. If you would like to have a WebEx meeting, we can do that. Just send me an email and we'll set that up. Okay, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.